Hello and welcome to Make It Happen episode number 25. In the Make It Happen studio today, I'm joined by Sarah Houldcroft. She's an independent publisher at Goldcrest Books, and she's also a business book coach, helping to turn business experts into expert authors. Hello, Sarah.
Hello, Ali.
Hi, good to see you. We've had a few technical problems. This is the second one I've done this week where we've had technical issues, so hopefully we're resolved now. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm the founder of Goldcrest Books, and I like to think that I make people's dreams come true if you've been dreaming of becoming a published author. So to speak, I am your woman for that. And I've worked with a number of new and existing authors, both fiction and non-fiction, business experts, coaches, speakers in particular, and I'll take their manuscripts and turn them into paperbacks and ebooks and help them with Amazon and basically take the stress out of the whole process and make it fun.
Excellent.
I'm based in Leicestershire in the UK, which is probably a lot colder than it is with you at the moment.
Indeed it is. Indeed.
But I work with clients in Europe as well.
Okay. Your business story, where or how did that start? Because I'm guessing you haven't always been a publisher.
No, I started out as a PA for a good many years. And then when I became a single mother, I changed into a VA. And it was sort of at the beginning of the industry in this country. So I was looking for a niche. And I found a course for VAs, which was about book marketing. And I went on it, really enjoyed it. And it gave me loads of other ideas and things that I could do to help authors. And I ended up becoming a VA for authors. And I worked pretty much completely with authors and coaches. And then after a few years, one of my authors that I work with on a regular basis suggested to me that perhaps I should become a publisher because I'm basically doing everything a publisher does. So I had a think about it and thought, yeah, actually, I could do that. So Goldcrest Books was born. So I now have my own ISBN, so I can provide those for my clients as well. So they actually look traditionally published, but they retain all the rights to their books, which is important. And so they have complete control over everything. They just pay me to produce their book, and then everything else is theirs. So so that's how I've ended up doing what I do now, and I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it comes across that you love it too. What would a typical day be for you? Is there a typical day, or are they all very different?
They're all very different. So, but if I'm thinking about a typical day, it could be that I'm looking at a book cover with my designer, or I could be typesetting part of a manuscript. Or last week, for instance, I was knee deep in HTML code because I was creating some ebooks. And then, of course, I have sort of inquiries all the time, and then I'm on video calls with my clients to help them develop their book or their business idea for their book. So yeah, every day is different, which is what makes it so interesting. I think that's what I like about it.
Yeah. And what would you say was the biggest challenge that you see authors currently facing?
Yeah, I think actually there are two challenges. I think the first one is actually starting to write in the first place. I mean, I'm thinking particularly business books here. It's hard to turn a sort of a wish into a Word document, as I say. And that's quite often where business owners that I work with, they stumble on that bit, the actual getting started. So I do help my clients with that. And in fact, if anybody's listening, then there is a free download from my website, which helps people to get started, because there's a huge percentage of people who actually say they want to write a book but a very small percentage actually get round to doing it. So I hope that by providing this service as well and one-to-one sessions, that I can get more people actually starting to write and create their books. So I think that's the one challenge. And then I think once the book's published, then I think that's the other challenge, is promoting it, getting it out there. I think it's slightly easier if you've got a business book, because you've quite often already got a tribe or contacts and clients that you can reach out to help you promote it and who will be interested in buying it. Because it's not really enough these days just to pop it up on Amazon and forget about it. So you need to be active on social media and those sorts of things as well. And even if you had a traditional publishing deal, they wouldn't do a lot of promotion after the first few months anyway. And you would be expected to do quite a lot yourself. So I think the key to that is being sort of creative, and getting yourself noticed, obviously, is key to that. Yeah, so I think they're the two challenges that face authors: getting started and then the promotion afterwards.
So what would be your top tip then for people that are writing a book at the moment? Would it be to build an audience before they finish the book and maybe create some noise around what they're doing?
Yeah, I think that's really important. I mean, if you put it out there that you're going to be writing your book, it's an accountability thing as well, isn't it? If you told everybody to write it, you've got to do it. So I think there's that, and giving them snippets of information about it, and perhaps a cover reveal when you get that far, or even getting them to help you choose a cover if you've got sort of a couple of opportunity, possibilities. And so you're already on social media about it. So when it finally comes out, people are already aware of it. And so they're more likely, hopefully, to buy it. Yeah. So you need to get the momentum going really before it's been published. That does help enormously. Yeah.
So who has been most influential in your journey from VA to publisher, or just generally in your business life?
I think it's probably one of the authors that I first worked with, Lizzie Lamb. She is an amazing romance author. She's written some fabulous stories, and I've worked on a number of her books with her, and she's part of a group of 4 authors called the New Romantics Press, and there's her, Adrian Vaughan, June Kearns and Mags Cullingford, all fantastic romance writers. So I would certainly recommend going on Amazon and looking for them. But Lizzie in particular offered me a lot of advice and help and support in the early days. She was brilliant. And then I think the other person more recently is my business coach, Jo James of Amber Life. She has been absolutely incredible and helped me get focused and grow my business. And to be honest, I do think every business owner needs a business coach, because it really helps you to keep going in the direction that you want to go in. So yeah, I think Jo James and Lizzie Lamb were the two that really influenced me.
And as well as publishing other people's books, you've actually created a book of colouring pictures, but it's not just a standard book of colouring pictures. It's slightly different, isn't it? Tell us about the Colour Beautiful.
Colour Me Inspired. Sorry, I've got a copy here. That's right. I've got a copy here. There it is. And it's made up of 52 inspirational quotes. So basically there's one for every week of the year, but you don't have to start in January or anything. You can start when you want. But the idea is that, if I can just show you here, you actually colour in the letters. And the idea came to me because I love all those inspirational quotes you get on social media. And quite often we'll read it and we'll think, oh yeah, that's good. But then we'll kind of get on with our day and sort of forget about it. So I wanted to create a book with personal quotes that you could actually colour in and think about. So you're spending a bit of me time as well and contemplating what the words mean to you personally while you're colouring it in. And it can be very relaxing too. So that was kind of the idea behind it. And then on the other page opposite, there's a place to write your top achievements in the week, because I think particularly as women, we're not really good at remembering our achievements, are we? So the idea is that if you've completed this book, you're going to have a whole year's worth of inspiration, basically, that you can look back on. So that was kind of the idea. And the quotes, some of the quotes are my own, but they're not famous people's quotes. The others are from women that I've handpicked and asked to be part of the book, women that I know. So it's their personal words and thoughts, which is what I wanted as well.
Yeah, that's a bit nicer. Yeah, I'm very excited actually, because you've contributed 4 of your colouring pages to our 2020 Costa Women Make It Happen planner. And you've also come up with a mood tracker for colouring in as well. So I'm very happy that you're part of that particular project.
Well, thank you for asking me. It was great. I love doing the mood tracker. It's great fun.
Something a bit different. What will you make happen before the end of 2019? It's a bit of a commitment there, so.
Well, fingers crossed, I will actually finish writing my own book. I'm about halfway through at the moment, but I'm a bit like a builder who's that their houses are never complete, are they? And I'm so busy doing everybody else's books that my book tends to be sort of pushed to one side. But I'm hoping to get the writing finished by the end of the year, so I can publish in the spring. Yeah, so that's my thing for the rest of the year.
Tell us what your book is about. Is it your personal story or something else?
Yes, it's actually my journey out of chronic pain, because I had an injury a while ago which left me in chronic pain, and it was a whole year basically out of my life, but apparently I recovered very quickly, and my specialist asked me if I would write down my journey because he thought it would help other people. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm writing about how I got myself out of chronic pain, and I'm now walking again and working again and pain-free. Okay. So I'm hoping that the book will help others in a similar situation, or just inspire people generally. Yeah. So it's quite a personal project.
Yeah, sounds an amazing story. What is your favourite book that you've read, and why should we read it?
Well, I don't actually think, I probably shouldn't choose any of the books that I published myself, because that's probably a little bit biased. Though I do really like them all. But I think the book that's been with me actually all my life, and I've read several times, is Daphne du Maurier's House on the Strand. And I first read that as a teenager. And it's kind of, well, I don't know whether it was an omen or anything, but the main character in it worked in the publishing industry, which I think is really quite interesting.
Yeah.
So, and it's also set in my favourite place in the world, Cornwall. And it's about a chap who takes an hallucinogenic drug, but he hallucinates to a particular point in the past and around a particular character. So he keeps going back to see what's happening in this person's life. So it's a bit sort of science fiction, a bit time travel, but it is beautifully written, and it's a wonderful story, and it does kind of make you think about your own realities. Yeah, so I think that would be my favourite.
Okay. It's slightly different from Daphne du Maurier, because normally she wrote Rebecca, didn't she? And I think she might have written The Birds, but it's very different to her normal genre that she writes from. So interesting. Yes,
yeah, it was written, she wrote it in the 60s. So yeah, it was a little bit different for her, I think. Yeah, not so well known.
No, yeah. We have, because the series is Make It Happen, I have a Make It Happen magic wand. So what would you like to make a reality?
Well, if I'm thinking about my business, I love public speaking. So I'm always looking for new opportunities. And what I'd really like to do is a TED or a TEDx talk. That would be my sort of wish, business-wise. And I think personally, after the sort of health and happiness for everybody I know kind of thing, I think I'd like a little cottage in Cornwall where I could sort of sit and look at the sea. So if you could start waving your wand,
I
Ali,
will.
I'd much appreciate
I'll be
it.
waving away from sunny Spain. I'll be waving at you. So women that have been listening to this or watching the video with you, how can they connect with you after to keep the conversation going?
Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and they can also contact me through my website at goldcrestbooks.com, and my email sarah.houldcroft@goldcrestbooks.com. So there's a number of ways. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. Well, thank you for your time today. It's been really nice talking to you and hearing about your journey and also your dreams for the future. And we'll see you in Cornwall in that little cottage. I'll come round for a cup of tea.
I think a glass of wine would be better, wouldn't it?
You're on.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you for having
Sarah.
me.
Bye. I hope you enjoyed this interview. If you're a woman who's living in Spain or a woman who's thinking about moving to Spain, come and join us at costawomen.com. It's completely free to join. Please also come and follow us on YouTube or listen to our recordings via Spotify. Just look for Costa Women Make It Happen.